asked for it. The forest fights back.
So it looks like Appa is going to start off with that Spiteful Druid.
Yes.
And Xifos is going to start off on his mage, it looks like, which is Tempo Mage.
So this should be a bang bang of a battle.
Hell yeah, man.
Ooh, that hand is a little clunky.
A little bit, lots of 3-drops there, no secret for the Kieran Tor mage.
But you do have the
Right. So Appa going to push out the Glacial Shard on turn 1, try to get a little value off of it before it gets pinged off.
Yeah. Nice. Pretty straightforward. There's really nothing else to happen right here. Turns are very straightforward.
Xifos just gonna ping off the 2-1, I imagine. Yep.
Depending on what he draws.
Right.
There's one of the key cards to the deck.
Job's done.
So as long as Appa doesn't draw Ultimate Infestation, should be in a pretty good spot. He also has Malfurion for 7 for the follow-up. Can build a taunt wall on top of the really large minion that he'll get off the Spiteful.
Yeah.
Xifos going ahead and pinging the Greedy Sprite. I think that's kind of interesting. A lot of people don't like doing that because they don't like giving the Druid the extra mana. They want to make them trade instead. But he values protecting the Mana Worm for sure.
Yeah, Mana Worm could definitely come in clutch, especially with all the cards he can play next to
What if?
Right.
So
Yeah, he might just go off.
yeah, we're more than likely just gonna see either the Scythe, Druid of Scythe, or we'll see the Tar Creeper if he prefers to just trade out.
The rage. It claims me.
Trade here. So do you think Xifos goes for the draw or goes for the Keysmith?
The Temple Kieran Spade. I would have probably played the Keysmith.
We have many
looking for
secrets.
some kind of secret.
Right.
But I guess you want to ping that off
Right.
to get off the field because, you know, you're scared of fight. You don't want to bring it on the field.
That's true. And we should be seeing Spiteful Summoner come down here.
Pinch of death cup. Heal
What's in
us.
the box?
As long as it's not Tyrannus, he's alright.
Tyrannus is the worst.
Yeah, if it's Tyrannus. Okay, Ultrasaur. That's bad, but it's not as bad as Tyrannus.
Meme Saur.
I think we're looking at a Frostball and a Glyph here. I don't really see much else.
He's going to start with the Glyph, see what he can get off of that first. Might be able to pull something. Book of Specters is a new card. I don't foresee him picking it because he has 2 Arcane Intellects in his hand.
Yeah, I think you might just go with the Vaporize here.
The Meteor looks really nice though because that can actually get rid of the Ultrasaur.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to play until next turn.
Right.
So you'd take a good chunk of damage now. Because you could...
Well, you could trade off the
Time runs out on
War Mage and freeze.
Yeah. That's probably...
What to do? What to do?
See what Xifos decides to go with. Decides to go with the Vaporize. I think that works too.
He already knew what he was going to do before anything happened.
Right.
The circle of life is over.
Appa's gonna drop. Xifos not really having a lot of answers at the moment.
Yeah, I kind of think you ping the 4-1 and you play Keysmith and look for another secret. Maybe hopefully get an Ice Barrier. Maybe a little bit of armor.
Right.
Need a key?
The only problem is that when are you gonna be able to play those Arcane Intellects? They're
They're dead cards right now.
Right.
Because he has
He
too much
just doesn't
board
have
control.
the time. Not sure what the secrets that Keysmith is looking at. There we go. Mana Bind, Spellbender, Ice Barrier. I think probably the Ice Barrier is
Time runs out on me.
most value right now.
7 10. But being that he's in top, I'm pretty sure he might be a little scared of the Vaporize.
Right. I'm sure Appa is probably going through his head just exactly what those secrets can be, because they could be anything.
Yeah.
Making the correct choice in attacking with the 1/5 first.
Well, that armor damage is about to take.
Right.
Unless the Ultra Sword trades into the 2/2, which I don't think
I don't see the point in doing that. You already have firm control of the board. Even with
I'm not welcome here.
Yeah, use the hero power.
Spiteful Druid actually doing what it's supposed to do.
Oh no.
Oh boy. So that's kind of unfortunate. Usually you want to see the Callista not end up focusing on one giant minion, because that becomes a target, whereas if you spread out the attacks are, then your opponent has way more stuff to attack. Unfortunately, Xifos doesn't have an answer for this Ultra Sword right now.
And he's gonna go super.
How long
Right.
can this go on? How long can this go on?
So I feel good about game 2. Thinking about, at this point, you start thinking about game 2 and what they might play and how you're gonna play around it.
Right.
Someday I'll be just like you.
No more ice block.
Unfortunately.
Well, you win this
So tried to look for an out there with the Arcane Collar, but unfortunately not quite getting it. So you see the Spiteful Druid actually set out to do just that, roll into turn 6
Yeah.
Spiteful Summoner into a really heavy minion that just cannot be dealt with.
It was just too much too fast. And that's the
Right.
one weakness of the Tempo Mage, is that if you get enough board control, they have to start using their burn on their minions, and they don't really have enough minion power to just blow through all that. So hopefully you go on like maybe one, you want to deal with like one taunt, like a Tar Creeper, you fireball it, that's cool. But once you start having to use multiple amounts of burn on cards, it's never a good time.
Absolutely not, especially since the Tempo Mage minions tend to be a little less bulky. They're not like the Druid minions that have a lot of health and very large.
versus Jaina.
You can just take a lot.
You asked for it.
Take a
Let's
lot
have
of
some
damage
fun.
from that from the burn.
This is a solid matchup for the Tempo Mage. It was a little bit better before because you had Ice Block to hold you down.
Right.
But it's still a solid matchup. Enough burn, you can, depending on how things go, you can win before like turn 7.
So, Appa keeping the low-cost cards, picked up a Defile, which is a really nice pickup against the Tempo Mage. Hellfire is also a card in this match, since almost all of the Tempo Mage minions have 3 health.
There's Godfrey, nice card.
Godfrey is a nice card. So Xifos can either ping or play the Firefly here. I would suspect he's going to ping to protect his Mana Worm a little bit better.
Yeah, there's
What
just
to
too much
do?
upside for having
What
Mana
to
Worm.
do?
Especially
Right.
coming into turn 3 and you have Kirin Tor and a secret. You actually wanted that secret to kind of be counterspell. But he's on the coin, so that's when like you start playing
Time runs out on me.
the coin early. You can throw it wide.
Yeah, so let's go wide instead. There's
We have many secrets.
So Xifos playing the explosive runes with the coherent Storm Mage. Pretty standard turn 3. And Appa going to go ahead and play the Hellfire here.
That was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see him hold that a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was
We
kind of
have our
half-assed.
vengeance.
Right.
I guess he just wants nothing on board.
Yeah, he wants to keep it all clean.
He's gonna keep that ooze until he sees Onolith. That's the big key, because if you get Onolith on 6, you can essentially win any matchup.
Right. Appa's also tapping now pretty quickly to get down to get a larger hand size to get that Mountain Giant.
Damn.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Blood Mage. That card is.
Explosive
If he
runes
draws
helps
another
a
fireball,
lot.
he can win.
Yeah. Primordial Glyph
if
is
he,
good.
If he gets a fireball, that's GG's.
And
Bam.
there it is.
Ooh.
That was a quick one.
Told you.
Xylo's coming back on in game 2 with the burn damage.
I love
Face.
Temple Mate, so that like put a huge smile on my face. I love
That was pretty fantastic.
burning people in the face. Look at 2 games in like less than 15 minutes.
This is the complete opposite of
the
last
first,
match.
the first 2 sets we had, where they were good old 2-hour bangers, man.
Yeah, man. The good thing is, though, that these 2 players are very evenly matched, as you can see, trading like for like and going back and forth. So now Xifos has
So-
Quest Rogue and Warlock left. Both of these players have Quest Rogue and
So
Warlock.
we have mirror matches left. Let's see if they both queue up in the Rogue.
Right.
And we have a Quest Rogue mirror match that I've never seen one. I haven't been playing on one, but it should be interesting.
I think we did have one on stream yesterday, and that was really interesting. A lot of it came down to who got
Watch
the quest off
your
first.
back.
Yeah.
I always do.
I think that was in the Black Snap versus Earl match late yesterday.
Sonya's a big part of getting that quest done fast.
Absolutely, that's a
he's
really high value card.
Yeah, he's running the Ignis engine of the.
Right, with the Fireflies.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have opted to keep that in. Is Appa also running that package?
I do not see it.
I guess he's not then.
No.
So this is actually similar to how to what Earl and Black Snap were playing. Black Snap was also playing the Quest Rogue with the Igneous Elemental package, while Earl was not. So, and it looks like Appa has all the bounce back in the world, but not a lot to do here. He has one minion that he could potentially use to fulfill his quest if he wants. But we'll see what happens. That combination of Skill Hide with Sonya is like disgustingly good.
So we got Novice Engineer, Shadow Step,
And there's a Brewmaster as well.
So you can do that. That's what, 3? Yeah, 3 parts of the quest done, then play Brewmaster next turn.
So many options.
But you don't want to like. Do you just weapon up here and see what you get next, or do you take the explosive play in the beginning?
Choose soon.
We'll have to see. I think I actually like using the Novice to try to fulfill the quest as quickly as possible,
I hope you like my invention.
because I think that's really important in this mirror match. It looks like Xifos agrees.
Yeah. There's really nothing for Appa to do here, essentially.
Right.
I guess you just hit him in the face and dagger up again. I hope that you get something next turn. Unless you just want to play.
He could tempo Zola, although that is a really strong way to help fulfill your quest. So understandably, he's going to keep it around for a little longer. So
I hope you like my
Xifos
invention.
still working on this novice engineer into the quest,
Brewmaster right
into
here.
Brewmaster.
Drink with me, friend.
The only thing that has always worried me about using the novice to complete the quest is if you fill up your hand too much, you can burn the quest.
Yeah.
However, these players are both very, very skilled. No one's immune, but I'm sure they've run into situations like that where they've used Novice Engineer to
So
complete the quest
many options.
and had to navigate not burning the quest
Yeah, see,
with their hand size.
Appa's just not having a good time right now. He has...
No. So this is really helpful because he can shadow step this and use the scale hide to complete his quest.
Yeah.
Using the scale hide along with Sonya
I
next
hope you
turn
like my
is
invention.
actually it creates a ton of value.
He's got 3.
So Xifos
I
picked
hope
up
you like my
the second Novice Engineer, can complete his quest
Now.
this turn.
Yeah.
And Appa, just a little, yep, that's what
Yeah.
happens. So, to concede from Appa, Xifos goes up 2-1.
And this is going by super fast. So we're going to have Control Warlock, right?
Right.
Q-Block. Because there's Q-Block. He's just going to play Quest Rogue again because that matchup is...
Is favored for the
Favored.
Quest Rogue, for
And
sure.
then if he does win, we're going to have a Cube Mirror. There's a little bit of differences in both of the cubes, but we're definitely going to see Quest. We should see Quest.
Right.
Or unless he wants to play Warlock and try to win it, and then has the favorable for last, but you're just going to play it out right now.
Let's have some fun.
Watch your back.
That's a good hand.
Yeah, this is a lot better than what he had last time. But we also don't know what Xifos has. He could have all the answers.
That's true. We'll have to see. Ooh. All right, so Xifos does have Mountain Giant in hand, and that's really nice. He's not on the coin, so he will be able to play it on 4.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh,
And he has Faceless
Faceless.
Manipulator.
He might just hit him in the face hard enough for him to get before he gets the quest done.
Right. Yeah, Xifos' hand is shaping up to be
Oh.
really nice.
Oh, man.
Whew.
Okay, this is triple Firefly in hand.
And a Brewmaster.
Do you-
So Appa's got some gas here. He can figure out a way to work around and complete the quest, possibly within the next turn or two. He won't be able to. If he can complete the quest next turn, I don't think he can. But in the next 2 turns, he should be able to complete the quest.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about coining out and playing something.
Right.
Just so his hand doesn't get too full when he starts playing all his other elementals.
And here comes that boy. You can see Appa just roll his eyes a little.
He's like, really, bruh? Oh, my goodness.
That's a card.
That's Sonya.
So Appa's got a few options, just taking his time, thinking how he wants to go about this.
He also wants to make
Doesn't-
sure he doesn't overdraw either.
Right. That's it. That's another one like the Novice Engineer. Same thing with the Fireflies, that since they generate cards, they can fill your hand. Unfortunately, doesn't have a direct answer to this Mountain Giant either.
No,
And Xifos has another one, along with a Faceless in his hand.
into a Dark Pack.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I brought up the Dark Pack, but it's there. That's 2 out of 5. Xifos just chilling, jamming out, thinking about what he's going to do next. Appa's making sure he's crossing all his T's and dotting all his I's, because he's about to take 8 to the face. Oh my goodness. He's about to take 8 to the
Whoa.
face. This is...
Yeah. That's rough.
Instead of playing Hearthstone, man, we should be in Atlantic City. Playing the roulette.
Xifos is locked down, man.
Playing the roulette. RNG like this. Is there no...
Xifos has a plethora of options. He could use a Faceless. He could drop down the second Mountain Giant if he wants. He could put down Skull and Minari. There's not a whole lot to do with that just because he doesn't have any demons in his hand right now.
Yeah.
So I suspect that we'll probably see a Faceless just to stay on curve. Decides to tap instead.
He can still play the Mountain
And he
Giant.
can still play the second Mountain Giant. That's a pretty good pickup for him too, so that he can clear the board before the quest comes down.
Yeah, he's going to clear.
He's just taking his time. He knows he has so much in his hand that as long as he keeps Appa off the board, he's in pretty good shape.
Is the quest completed this turn? Did he just do it? He can play it too, I think. Is that 4? And then he has the other one in his hand. That's 5.
Right, he can't play the
Can't
quest,
play
this,
the quest
turn.
this turn.
He'll be able to play it with prep next turn though. That gives him 9 cards in hand. So, well done by Appa, making sure that he has the correct amount of cards in hand.
Yeah, good thing he did clear. I think he knew the quest would be completed, so he had to clear. Because if he didn't clear, he's just going to die.
Right.
He's just going to get...
Well, he does have to clear again now. He does have the Hellfire. Unfortunately, it will take out his Giant as well.
Yeah, the Hellfire is the most straightforward play.
Right.
Like, that's the easiest to see. Maybe you... Yeah, I kind of think you just have to play the Hellfire. Hit him in the face, then play the Hellfire. And
Right.
Don't tap.
Unfortunately, Xifos also knows that Appa can just refill the board with all the Flame Elementals
Yeah.
alongside the quest. So he might be looking for an alternate play here. Decides to go with the Hellfire. Luckily, the Flame Elementals can't attack this turn. He does have the Charger, though.
Yeah. He's
So
gonna
he'll
fill the
be
board.
able... Yeah. So he will be able to... get out 3 Elementals and the Charger. Decides to go with all 4 Elementals, actually.
Well, that's
That's a lot.
it's lethal.
That is lethal. It sets up lethal for next turn.
Yeah, you play something in Dark Pack so you don't
Right.
die. But you die. No, he should be fine. Unless he gets, what is it, the boar off the Mimic Pods, the charge.
Right, or just picks up the boar. So that's really the only option Xifos has. If he can stick it out till turn 8, though, he has the Twisting
He
Nether.
does have the Twisting Nether.
Ooh.
Oh.
And that's it.
Oh.
More preps.
Preps.
So Appa gonna take this one. Getting it done with the Quest Rogue. Quest Rogue is heavily favored in this matchup.
Nemsy thinks it was a well-played game.
So now we're going to go into a Q block mirror.
This is going to be what we've all been waiting for. It's what I've been waiting for the entire time.
Absolutely. So do you see any key differences here? I see Appa has Doomsayers in his deck, whereas
Yeah.
Xifos does not.
And he also has a Siphon Soul.
And a Siphon Soul. When we saw that Xifos has Twisting Nether.
One Twisting Nether. And Appa has one Faceless, while Xifos has two. They both have 2 cubes. Oh, and Appa has Doomsayers.
Right.
And he does. Oh, here and Xifos has a Prince Tal'Daram.
Okay.
So there's some key differences here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how these slight differences actually.
Oh, they both have Prince Tal'Daram. Excuse me. 2 Hellfires over 1. Appa with 2. Xifos with 1.
Right.
Both of them have 2 Spellstones. Oh, there's also the 1 Spellbreaker in Xifos' deck. I think this is actually teched for the mirror.
Right. It looks like Xifos' list might be, especially with the Twisting Nether in there, assuming your opponent gets Gul'dan down faster, you can Twisting Nether away everything that's already come back.
Yeah. And there's no more N'Zoth.
Right.
So this is interesting.
Yeah, I think Xifos, it looked like teched more for the mirror, whereas Appa may have teched more for against aggro.
Yeah, 'cause there's a Siphon
Or faster decks.
Yeah, the Siphon Soul's there, and then you got
Double Hellfire, Doomsayers.
Yeah.
So teched against like more board centric, faster decks, I think, like Tempo Mage, things like that. So we'll have to see if Appa can pull it off against Xifos' list. We should be getting into the game in a moment. Both of these players will be getting money. This is
top 4.
This is top 4.
So they're both guaranteed 500. Minimum of 500.
Minimum
yes.
of 500. So, and then of course the winner will be going to the finals.
And the winner has a chance at 2,000, while second place gets 1,000.
Right.
And they both have Nemzi.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
This is gonna be awesome. I agree. Oh, the skull. That could be the old.
Especially with the demon as well.
Appa's the one that does not have the Doomsayers.
Appa doesn't have Doomsayers at all?
Oh, they both have skull in their hand. But
Ooh.
only Appa has a demon. Damn, he has to play skull.
Yeah. Xifos has the lackey and is on the coin, so he'll be able to get that out on turn 4. The timing for the Mountain Giant's a little off for turn 4.
This is
Picks up 2 Doomsayers. Either of them would be. I could see him dropping one of those next turn to prevent a Mountain Giant or something big coming down.
yeah.
He might find a little bit of a problem though if ooh, picks up the Giant himself.
This is going by at the speed of sound. Everyone. Like,
These guys are fast.
do you coin out the?
Do you coin out the skull? He's gonna drop. So Xifos is gonna drop a Mountain Giant of his own, and we're gonna have a little bit of a faceless matchup here.
Damn.
Ooh,
That's 14 to the face. Xifos is
looking a little worried.
He's like, nah, fam, come on now. He has to lackey and Dark Pact this turn.
Yes. Oh yes. They'll serve me now.
Xifos is running the Doom Guards, so he hopes he actually doesn't get a Doom Guard.
Right.
Okay, he got the Void.
Gets the Void Lord. Void Daddy is here. Appa does run Doom Guard.
He does.
Yes.
There it is.
But so Appa has most of his demons in his hand right now. punches through Void Daddy. Xifos is going to draw first with the Mortal Coil. Picks up Gul'dan, which is it's a nice pickup, especially since his demon, one of his demons, has already died.
Yeah. So if he can drag this on a little bit longer.
Right. And Doomguard will be coming out next for Xifos, as long as he doesn't pick up the other Void Lord.
Xifos had a little bit of a shock when that that Void Lord hit the screen.
Right. Ooh. And Appa has managed to get rid of the skull. Xifos picks up a Spellbreaker. Can get through.
Do you silence the 3/9 and then?
I think you silence the 3/9, and then you can actually take out the 3/3 with both of the Voidwalkers and the Mortal Coil if you want, but decides to faceless.
He does have
the
Nether
Void
in his
Lord.
hand.
He does have Nether, which will definitely come in handy next turn.
Yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans going on right now. Great Hearthstone shenanigans.
Oh my goodness. So Appa checking out the trades, seeing how he wants to go about this. He does have Cube Dark Pact in hand. And unfortunately, both of those lackeys are a little late. He can still pull the second Doomguard out of his deck, but I'm sorry. Well, he has one Void Lord in hand, and one has already been used and is on the board.
I think you just look for the other Doomguard.
Right. Decides not to Doom Pact it.
Yeah.
That's a nice pickup. So Xifos has several options. He can Twisting Nether if he wants, but that's all he's doing this turn, and he won't have a board afterward.
No.
So probably looking for other options.
I think that would help him get to Gul'dan, though.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much what he's looking for, is getting to Gul'dan.
Can also... What
But
else?
if he does Twisting Nether, he does pull out his other Doomguard. He pulls out a
Right.
Appa's Doomguard.
Yeah. So Xifos is going to draw first. Defile.
1, 2,
3,
3, 4, 5. I don't think it's a full clear.
I don't think it would be a full clear. It also would
Pull
pull
a
the
Doomguard.
second Doomguard.
Yeah, you have to silence that. Yeah.
Xifos decides to Doom Pact the Voidwalker so that he can pull it back when he drops Gul'dan.
He shook
There's
his
the
head.
next
He's just like,
next Doomguard.
really,
Or
bro?
not Doomguard, Void Lord, my bad.
Yeah, you just Nether next turn. I don't. Depending on what happens, you just Nether.
Right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, and
Oh wait, that's game.
that's game, unfortunately. Appa coming in with the Cube Doom Pact.
Appa was hype. I seen it. He's like, yeah, baby. I seen it. I read his lips. He was
Yep.
ready.